Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Daddy Daughter Dishes. I am your host, Kiara, and with me I have my co-host,
BJ Nelson.
You know you don't have to say your whole name when you introduce yourself.
Didn't you say your name?
My name is Kiara.
My name is BJ Nelson.
Well, by the title, you could tell I am the daughter, and he is the dad of Daddy Daughter Dishes. And if you're new here, welcome. We do a little bit of it all here. We in the kitchen pulling out all the ingredients to make whatever we can. We have great conversations around relationships and growth and our healing journeys and life events and whatever else comes along the way. We tend to go on tangents too, so stick with us if you're ready to have a good time. And if you're not new here and you are a regular, hello, welcome back. We missed you. We hope you missed us because we missed y'all. Ain't that right?
We whipping the cream.
We're whipping the
At
cream.
the end of the day, that's what we do. We whip the cream.
I don't have a. If you don't know what that means, you need to go back and I think start from the very beginning.
Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't have a quote-unquote meaning. It just means...
Yeah, but if you want to know the context of when it first came about, we got to release like a sticker sheet or something with all your little sayings.
Start all over and catch up to us. You'll understand what whipping the cream is.
Yes.
And you'll like it because we like it.
We like it. And if we like it, you should love it and want some more of it. So, Dad.
That's right. Yes,
how's your week going? How has your week been going? It is Thursday when we are recording this. So how has your week been since the last time we recorded? I was gonna say since we spoke, but
since the last time we recorded, did we record last week?
We did.
Did we record last week? We did record that. So I mean, it's been kind of a whirlwind, to be honest, because we recorded last Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
I didn't have therapy. Thursday, went to work, got off work kind of early, drove to
Why did you get off work early?
Because I had somewhere to be. Got off work early. It might have rained. Did it rain? I don't remember. That was a week ago.
I do not know. I was not in Evansville with you at that time.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, I had to catch a flight.
Where'd you go?
I flew into Raleigh-Durham Airport.
Hey, that's kind of close to me.
For the weekend. Yeah. Got my Turo car, Cadillac CT6. So kind of I ain't gonna say it's my dream car, but I'm gonna have me one of those.
Really?
In the near future. Oh yeah, absolutely. That car is.
Well, you always go back to the caddy, don't you?
That car is just sexy though. That car is sexy. It's gonna be my Sunday go to meeting car.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be wearing my pinky rings when I drive it. I ain't got them yet, but I'm wearing them.
License plate gonna say Hot Pocket.
Hot Pocket, yeah.
And you gonna have your stick. Mm-hmm. No vowels.
Yeah. So we flew out there to visit UNC to help get some things organized in the new house.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was on ceiling fan duty all weekend, and man, I gotta tell you, I put up It was 5 ceiling fans. Mr. Chris helped me with the first one Friday night.
Did he let you go on your own?
It about took us out, and then I got the other 4 by myself. And 2 of them daggum ceiling fans about took me out.
Look, y'all, he was ready to email Lowe's and let them know how they had him messed up.
It didn't make sense. Every ceiling fan we put up was remote control, right? Every one of them. And 2 of them, 3 of them, you had to put that receiver up in the ceiling. And the 2 of them had so many freaking wires.
Yeah, they had wires out the wazoo.
It was just ridiculous, man. And then you know, it just I was hitting the wrong light switch on one, thinking I had had it hooked up wrong, and it just had me going. And the other two, one had the remote already programmed into the fan, into the motor, so it didn't have a receiver. You just hook it up, and I'm like, why these people need to talk to those people and help them get their
Y'all need
shit
to share
together?
some
Because
tips. Cause this
yeah,
ain't
y'all
it.
need to get it together. I wish I had the names of them ceiling fan companies in front of me, because that's just
I still
ridiculous.
got them. I got
You got
well,
them with.
they in the
I
garage
know
right
you
now.
good at writing those reviews. You need to write them some reviews and tell them to get it together.
You know I love
But
a good review. I
so
actually
we
just wrote one myself.
did you?
Yeah.
For who?
But yeah, keep going. So I'll go into it, but I wrote one for Wayfair. But I ain't gonna cut you off because you was finna continue on with your story.
Yeah, I mean, we got those up. We didn't really get a whole lot of time to. It was a work trip, really. It really wasn't a, hanging out kind of trip. We ate and we worked and we got a little bit of sleep, and that was about it. We didn't even get to drink no spirits, hardly.
Who?
But
Your
I
cup was
mean,
had some spirits in it. I got the
we didn't
Taylor
get to
Point
cut up.
in my
We
pantry
didn't
right now. Yeah,
we didn't
no,
get
we
to
didn't
cut
get to
up.
cut up.
We had a little
We
bit
didn't
to
get to cut up.
relax. And let's see, we left Sunday? Yeah, and the flight was delayed, and that was a whole deal. We didn't get back to Nashville till almost 10:30 Sunday night. Then we had to drive to Memphis. That was a whole deal because catching flights out of Memphis down there, they want you to fly all over the country. So I just figured it was easier to drive to Nashville because they got a direct flight there and back. Anyway, got back to Nesbitt, and man, didn't get to bed till 3 a.m. Was supposed to be in Cape on Monday to get my recall work done on my truck, on my pickup, but I just couldn't. I couldn't get up. I had to get some rest. So,
Your body said,
I
we
didn't
is
get it.
tired. Sit your ass
Yep,
down.
it did. And then didn't end up leaving till like 1 o'clock Monday afternoon, coming back north, and skipped the recall, made it back to Illinois to spend some time with Rodney and Pud, because Rodney's mom is not doing the best right now. She has made a decision that she's going to forego her treatments with her cancer and stuff. So Rodney came home from Florida to be with his mom and see, administer her meds and keep her as comfy as possible.
Yeah,
We don't know. We're praying for her. We're not counting her out by any means.
absolutely not.
But she has made that decision that, she was just tired of dealing with the treatments and all that stuff, because for whatever reason, those are her reasons. We support her in
Yep.
whatever she decides to do. So her family, her support system has surrounded her and doing their best to uplift her, keep her up in prayers. If you listening, send a prayer out to Sister Gwen Davis. Hopefully she pulls through this deal so that she can continue her life and loving her family, because they all love her. She loves them. She's like a second mom to me. Her and my mother were best friends when Mom was here, and we just hope for the best in that situation.
Absolutely. Prayers to Sister Gwen.
Yeah. So after after I sat and talked with Pud and Ronnie for a while, me and Gator Jones and Junior had dinner Monday night, and we talked
Where
a little
y'all
bit more
go?
after we left Rodney. We was at Honey's, just ate a couple burgers
Honey's?
before Gator got back on the road. Honey's Quick Stop. They got Honey's Quick Stop.
You can
They
eat a
got
burger
food
there?
Yeah, eat a burger, eat almost anything. Pizza.
They got milkshakes?
I think so. I know
feel
they
like
got
I
ice
know
cream.
this. Huh. Well, then
I
they
don't
probably
know
got
why
milkshakes.
you don't. You've been there since. But anyway.
Yeah, but I
that
ain't never
was,
picked up no food. But yeah.
finally got back to work Tuesday. And work has been a slow rolling type of deal until today.
Slow rolling.
Slow rolling. Yeah,
Show
it's
you
been
with
slow rolling.
emotion. I
I
think
was
it's been
actually supposed to
yeah, go ahead.
I was actually supposed to be leaving for Utah tomorrow morning, but there's some stuff that's out of my control and I volunteered to stay back to help out next week because it was gonna be so short-handed. So I'm not going to Utah. So now I'm just chilling. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. They're talking about some possible severe weather. So we may be on standby for some storm work tomorrow. So I'm gonna try to get some rest tonight. Be ready for whatever Friday brings. Hopefully it won't be too bad so I can spend some time with Mariana this weekend because I haven't seen her in like 3 weeks, so I need to give me some Mari time.
So you can
Oh,
probably
and
grow
also
another foot.
I got my daddy-daughter dishes T-shirt while I was in North Carolina, so I'll be sporting this on the episodes from here on out. Enough about me.
We
How's
gonna
your...
have to get you multiple shirts because I feel like that one might fade quickly if we don't. We'll get you a hat too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have all that. A hoodie,
We
a
gonna have
hat,
all the merch.
everything.
Y'all want
Yep,
some merch?
that's right.
Y'all want some merch?
And if
Oh,
you
and
guys want some merch,
if you don't see him with his shirt on, you just could probably because you're listening. You could be watching. We have a YouTube
you
channel.
could be watching on
Search
YouTube.
Daddy Dar Dishes on YouTube, and you will see our smiling
hit that subscribe
faces.
button. Hit that subscribe button.
Even if you do listen on like audio, go ahead right now and go to YouTube and hit subscribe so we can get our subscribers up. We got like 50 some subscribers. We almost at 100 in my head. We can get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
for sure.
If you're listening, go subscribe and let me know you came from the audio. And if you are watching on YouTube, hey, leave us a like and a comment,
That's right. Leave us a comment. We love the comments. Leave us comments.
Man, we love
if
comments.
if you listening, go subscribe on YouTube, and after you hit that subscribe button, go on down there, hit the comment button, and say something like, "Hey, I just hit the button. I just subscribed." Just let us know you're listening.
Say anything.
And watching at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know where you're watching. Let us know where you're listening. Let us know all the good stuff. We like to be nosy.
That's right.
But yeah.
So how has your week been since I know you was busy over the weekend? I gotta tell y'all this story about Kiara. Kiara was busy. Her and Siege both. They were running. I bet they made more trips to Lowe's and Home Depot. I bet them people at them stores know them on first name basis now. But
the lady at Lowe's checkout, she when we went to get the stainer for the patio, she was like, "Oh, y'all back?" I said, "Yeah, get familiar because we gonna be back, I'm sure, some more." And sure enough, we have been back.
So Kiara they were busy, y'all. Like, they had a lot going on. It's a lot of work trying to get situated into a new home. And my baby she was hard at it to the point where she had bought new towels for the guests. And, you get new towels, you don't just use the towel, you wash the towels first. So she gets home with the towels and she goes upstairs and puts the towels in the washer. Lets them wash until, "Hey, Dad, keep an eye on the washer. When the washer dry, when the towels get done, throw them in the dryer for me." I said, "Cool, no problem." They went on more errands. So I'm up there in the loft. I'm dealing with ceiling fans and I hear the washer go off. So I go in the laundry room and I start taking the towels out the washer to put it in the dryer. And I pull out this plastic bag from Lowe's. And it's got hooks in it. I'm like, I said, this girl is exhausted. She done threw the hooks and a whole bag of stuff in the washer with the daggum towels. So I kept that stuff out. I put the towels in the dryer, started them, and I took that stuff downstairs. And as I was coming downstairs, her and CJ was pulling up from Lowe's. And I got her, and I called her coming out the car. I said, "Hey, I'm going to need you."
He put his daddy voice on, y'all. I thought I was in trouble.
I said,
he said, "Kiara.
I need you to get somewhere and relax for a minute because you're doing too much right now." She's like, "What I doing?" And I showed her the bag and the hooks. I said, you washed a new set of hooks and a plastic bag with the towel. And she was like, oh my God. I said, yeah, let's come on in the house and let's sit down and let's chill
He
out for a
said,
little
go
bit.
eat and sit down. And I said,
And sit
okay.
down. Yeah.
Look, that's how tired I was. I don't even recall
I
going
know.
up there and putting the towels in the washer.
I know you was exhausted. Go ahead.
I was just this whole week. I feel like I'm like I think I've said it a few times. I feel like I'm in zombie mode because
You were.
basically since we moved in, I have not gotten a good night's sleep. It's just been like the combination of moving my lower back has been giving me the blues, which I now realize last week it was just so amplified because this weekend's, it's my time. Got another visitor coming. So that's why it was amplified, but it's still, like, it was hurting. And I was still trying to do stuff. And she was like, girl, sit down. And I was like, nah. And she was like, okay, I'm going to make you. So I fought through that in combination with moving, working still, just handling stuff. Just a whole bunch of shit that you just don't think about. You like, why?
Right.
I don't understand. Like, none of this was in my preparation. Like, I was supposed to be vlogging that weekend. Yeah, I ain't
right.
get,
We was supposed to,
maybe
we talked
we were
about
supposed
doing
to
a
record
show.
an episode. Yeah, we were supposed to sit down and do an episode, and it's like I blinked and it was time for y'all to go. And then this whole week, I just been exhausted. They been sleeping good. Work has been kicking my butt. And coming home, feel like I got so much to do, and then I only have but maybe 3 or 4 hours before I need to go to bed, and so I don't feel like I'm getting anything done. So it's just like a cycle. But I'm feeling yeah.
You might feel like you're not getting anything done, but it's a process, and you got a big old house. And you got a lot of stuff to get organized. So it's just going to take a little time. It ain't like you got to go nowhere no time soon. You at home.
So
you just take it.
Guess what? I ain't got no money. Don't ask me to go nowhere. I ain't going on no trips. I'm going to trip to my house. I'm going to trip to my office.
That's right.
I'm going to trip to my patio. Don't ask me to go nowhere, go out to eat. I mean, you can ask me to go out to eat. I'll probably go get it. I get some food now. But I ain't going nowhere until this house gets together.
Soon.
Yep, no.
I hear that.
My pockets is screaming.
So I feel you on the exhaustion because, like, man, Monday and yesterday, Monday and Tuesday, because today is Thursday now. Yesterday was Wednesday. So Monday and Tuesday, when I got back in the flow into life as I know it, like Tuesday, I think I was in zombie mode. Thank God we didn't have anything strenuous going on at work. Because I was exhausted, like flying and then driving, then back to Nesbitt, and then driving back to Illinois, and then driving back to Indiana.
That's a lot of freaking driving. If y'all not from the area, that's a lot of freaking. He might as well have gone like Florida to North Carolina and then back to Florida. Oh, that driving.
I was exhausted. But if I had to do it over again, I'd do the same thing over again to help out my babies, Siege and Kiara, because I don't know how it made me feel to be there putting up ceiling fans.
He was so happy to put up ceiling fans, y'all. It was adorable. He was sitting there focused. You was sitting there with the first fan because it was giving you the blues. And you didn't give up. Because you could have said, no. Call somebody to do this because I ain't doing it. And
because I was tired when I got there Friday.
Exactly. And I felt bad putting you straight to work because I could see, even when you got here, I was like, you look tired. Like, go lay down somewhere. I told you to go lay down. I had told you to go lay down. I said, go take a nap because your eyes, you look like you was just begging for some sleep. And I said, I know I got a nice comfy bed up there waiting for you. Go take a nap. And a nap you did. There was a lot of nap taking going on.
A lot of power naps.
Working. You was like, it was 7 o'clock. You was like, is it too late for a power nap? I said, it's never too late for a power nap. but make sure it's a power nap because you get past 30 minutes and you might as well call it one. But
Sleep.
yes, yeah, that's deep sleep. You have REM sleep. But yeah, we were incredibly grateful for the support this weekend. Like we painted walls, we put up ceiling fans, we installed motion sensors and dimmers.
Shout out to Mr. Chris because he was he was putting them things in.
Project manager
y'all was going them errands, and Mr. Chris like, I'm gonna have this done before they get back. And I'm like, all right, Mr. Chris. He was tearing them dimmer switches out. He was knocking them out left and right.
Hey man, and I would be like, you done already? He like, yeah. It's nothing. He got every tool in the toolbox, and whatever you need. I'm like, is it possible that we could do XYZ? Because motion sensors wasn't even on the to-do list. It wasn't even in my thoughts. And I mentioned something about the CJ leaving the pantry light on, and Mr. Chris was like, you know what you should get? Some motion sensors. I said, you know what? Yes, let's identify where we need them. And we went and got them, and he installed them. And so now in my garage, I could just get out the car. In my bathroom, I can just get up and leave. CJ don't like that one. He don't like that one. And then the pantry, that's the best one. It's got great benefits because sometimes, you be having a handful, or sometimes you just forget. Pantry, I don't know. I never had a pantry with a light like that, like where you gotta turn it off when you leave. So, I mean, it's just force of habit for both of us. We see the light, but we don't see it. Our brain don't click to turn it off. So, yeah, we were incredibly thankful for everybody's help this weekend. And even like
Miss Fonda she was in her mode. She was in her zone.
She was in mom mode. She was so excited, and I was so excited that she was so excited, because one thing she gonna do is be happy for her kids, man. She literally sent me a picture when they got back home from me and Siege. I think it was Thanksgiving, maybe 2017, 2018, in their backyard. And we had took a picture. And so she sent me the picture. She's like, my baby's got their own backyard now. And I was like, yep, sure do. We sure do. And so she been checking in. She bought us a vacuum. I've been talking about I wanted. So, man, we talked, I think last episode is where we talked we've talked about family support and friend support in a lot of our episodes. I think we touched on it probably pretty much every episode, but it was, we were entirely grateful and then Kayla and Slide, forgot all about them. Kayla came.
Yeah, I was gonna mention them. I was getting ready to go down the list. Kayla and
Slide
came,
showed up. He did what he needed to do, or did whatever we needed him to do. And then Kayla helped me organize the pantry, get that in order, which was great because when you say I was exhausted past the point of just being like sleepy. My brain still, it's not functioning, bro. And then I couldn't find my meds. So then I was off my meds. I just started taking them back on Tuesday. So I'm literally like, it's like somebody took my brain out of a socket and was like, yeah, we just gonna let this rest while I'm sitting here trying to operate. I can't finish sentences. Thinking about stuff is flustering me. So I think I was quiet most of the weekend too, because I was just like, I don't know. I don't know.
So I had a guest with me that also helped out quite a bit. Tanya. Shout out to Tanya. Tanya B.
Shout out Tanya B. Tanya B helped me paint this good old office. She loved the color. She was like, "Oh, you like color?" I was like, "Yeah, I ain't afraid of color now. We not for that no boring house. I can tell you that. This ain't no Pinterest house."
She kept me hydrated. She kept me with a glass of water or some Taylor Port.
Yeah.
And what we had, Taylor Port and
Tito's.
That's right. Yeah.
And I just drank the rest of that.
We was happy to come be able to come down and help out on that. And hopefully y'all just take y'all time doing the rest.
Yeah, it was great. It was great meeting Tanya B. She came and she's tall. Very tall. So it's not we got to do a whole episode on my expectations versus reality because she was tall. And that threw me for a loop.
So when y'all got out the car, she just kept
She
coming.
just kept coming up. I thought she was going to stop at like the top of the door. She just kept going. And I'm like, oh, hey, you stop. And you like you would, and I was like, oh, okay, we got some basket, and then Miss Fonda ain't short, so we just got, and me and Siege not tall, so it was just a whole bunch of tall people in my house. I ain't like that.
I know she was happy to be able to help out. She was happy to be able to make the trip and meet you and Siege and Miss Fonda and Mr. Chris. She was excited about that. So
that was good stuff. Shout out to hair and makeup.
That's right.
But it's funny we talked. Well, it's funny that occurred. It kind of drove what we kind of have in our notes to talk about today, and that's how not just us, me and you, but how can parents, fathers and daughters, mothers and sons, fathers and sons, mothers and daughters, how can they maintain a strong bond, when they're not seeing each other at the house every day like they do maybe growing up. I saw you a lot when I was growing up. Now that I'm grown and I'm a couple hours away or, super busy schedule. Yeah. I'm about 8.5, 9, Well, I ain't done the GPS now, but if I had to guess, I'd say probably right at
it's gonna make it a smooth 10.
Yeah. You could listen. Look, people could listen to our whole podcast catalog 2 times and they would make the drive.
That's right. I'm gonna try that out.
But we need to get some episodes out, so we'll do that. And then, but yeah, how I think that it's a good topic to talk about today, especially because I know a lot of our listener base is male, which has been a shocker to me. Yeah, we have about a 70% male, like 30 to 50 listenership. And so I figure, probably some men listening with some daughters who they want to continue to have a good relationship with, or they might, might be aspiring to have that, or, something along those lines. So I thought it'd be a cool topic to talk about, how do you maintain that in theory and then like in practice? Because it's one thing to say, no, you should talk on the phone. But, things happen. People get tired.
Hey, I know for me, as far as like with you, and now even with Bomari, it's very, very challenging, especially when you consider you label yourself a good dad, or you striving to be the best dad that you can be for your daughters. You just have to get to a place where, number one, I feel like you have to communicate. You have to be willing to communicate. You cannot be sitting around talking about, I ain't gonna call her unless she call me, that kind of foolishness. You have to make.
Let me pause you right there. That's some grimy shit. I'm going on a rant real quick because this ain't just dad. This ain't just for dads.
This ain't just
either.
Dad and daughter. This is
if you are a grown up. Yeah, and I'm speaking more grown-up kid relationship. If you are a family member of someone and they are still what's considered the youth, so if they're, young adult, they're in college maybe, or they're younger than that, or maybe they still just trying to get their bearings together, don't be that person like, oh, you didn't call me, or you don't call me no more. Because if you got time to tell somebody that they don't call you, guess what? You got time to pick up the phone and call. And so I could go into more. Obviously, I'm probably triggered, not by you, but that nothing pisses me off more. So I tell them, you don't call me no more. But I'm trying to live. If you sit around wondering why we ain't talking, how about you call me? We grown. And if I was a kid, you definitely shouldn't be expecting me to call. You need to be initiating the contact because you grown. Excuse my language.
Hey, the FCC gonna get you. You gonna.
I don't give a damn. They need to call their daughters too.
So, but no, I agree. 100%. And I got like in my little notes here, I got communicate, commit, be mindful. You have to be mindful of that other person's life, what they may have going on. Like if you do call them and they come, if they tell you they not able to talk right now or they don't answer the phone, you can't get you got to try your best not to be upset about that, because
it's not a diss to
you don't
you.
know,
It's not all
you
about
don't
you.
know what you don't know what that person has going on in their life, what went on that day. You might have called them at a bad time. So all these things you have to keep in mind, and to help with navigating through all that, I got this at the bottom. Don't get caught up in the requirements that accompany the label. And what I mean by that is, you're my
Yeah, break it
daughter.
down.
I'm your father. Just be in society and stereotypes will have us thinking that since you're my daughter, in theory, you're beneath me, so to speak. Like I'm the elder, you're the younger. So
Respect me.
if I reach out, if anytime I reach, you supposed to drop what you doing
I'm supposed to drop
and
whatever
make
I
sure
got
you
going on.
acknowledge me, engage me, tickle my damn ego. Damn what you got
Well, I
going
thought you
on.
should say tickle my pickle, and I should say wait.
No, I was
I thought you should say tickle my pickle, and I should say, Daddy, that don't sound, but you didn't even say it. But that's what my head.
That's that fried brain that's working right.
Bruh, yeah.
I don't even know where you pulled that one from, but hey, that was a good one.
I don't know either. Tickle my pickle. Ain't no pickle tickling over here.
Ain't no tickling. Oh my goodness. So back to what I was saying, you can't get caught up in the stereotypes and the unreasonable expectations that come along with those labels. Like, you gotta leave space for grace. You gotta be like, that she might have this going on, she wasn't able to talk. She'll call me back when she get time. Or if she say call me back, in a couple of days, or he called, whatever, whoever it may be. Just be mindful, be respectful of what the other person may have going on in their lives. Like for me, like even now, there are times that I'll be wanting to call you, and I have to keep in mind, first of all, she's an hour ahead of me. Second of all, she works. She's a career woman. Third of all, she's a wife. So I have to be, I keep all that in mind when I do call you. And if you answer the phone, because a lot of times you won't answer. And I'm like, she's tired. She
not
got
on
that
purpose.
phone on. She got that phone, might be on do not disturb. She might be on the balcony, not on the balcony now, but when y'all was at the apartment, you might be on the balcony, on the patio now. So I do my best not to let my ego allow that to affect me to where I'm taking it personal. It like even with Mari has straight up told me that it's just sometimes I just don't feel like talking. And
Mari will
father,
look at the phone ring and not answer it.
It's so
you call.
She 15, so it's kind of tough to hear that from a 15-year-old, because you like, you ain't got no damn job, you ain't no shit, but she
you
go to school.
Ain't busy, nigga. Pick up the phone.
You ain't doing shit. You playing some video game
Roblox.
with your buddies.
Fortnite
Roblox or something. Yeah, Call of Duty. She like to play Call of Duty. So
come on now.
But I have to respect that, even though she is 15. I gotta respect that, because I'm not in the same household with her anymore. So I don't know what kind of day she might not have it. And I have to leave space for that. And I have to leave space for myself to be able to navigate how that makes me feel, because sometimes it does not feel good. But like I say, I do my very best not to allow my ego not to let my ego allow it to affect me in a way where I take it personal. And I'm not saying that's easy to do, because it's very challenging to do, especially when you want to talk to your baby. You ain't talked to her in a minute. Like, damn, I want to talk to her. But I will say this. You very good at responding to text messages. Maria's decent at responding to
She's
text
working
messages.
on it.
She's working on it, though.
You might need to
But
comment on her Facebook status.
I tell you what, when she do want to talk, you better have some time, boy, because she go to talking, and she go to talking.
That's so funny
yeah.
you say that. That's funny you say that because it's happened not too long ago. It's not Mario related, but it's me and you. I used to get on the phone in the morning before we started the podcast. And I think we would talk like on Thursdays. So we talked on Thursday morning. But sometimes I would just get to talking and you would be like, babe, I gotta let you go. You just talking. I'm like, yeah, let me tell you about, like, I made a friend at work, right? And I be real friendly with the office people. And then before I know it, I'm at work. And you like,
I'm late for my morning safety meeting.
Yeah. And you be like, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I gotta go. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. I didn't even realize.
You at work, ain't you? Yeah, baby, I'm at work.
You mad about, you used to, well, you don't do it no more, but you used to call me and it'd be like 11 o'clock. You'd be like, you at work? I'm like, it's a Tuesday. Yeah, why would
I got that from Forey. We talked about this before on a previous episode. He would call and just be, you asleep? Man, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Ain't nobody sleep. Well, wake your
and don't let
up.
you not don't let you not respond with no enthusiasm. Well, call me back when you wake up or when you get done doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how did, going back to what you just said, it was like, you said like sometimes it don't make you feel good, like especially like when you want to talk. How does that like what feelings are there when the phone goes to voicemail? Or in my case, sometimes, a lot of times, if I'm super tired, I'll end up picking up the phone. Don't know how, but I'll be asleep. And you be like, you sleep? I'm like, yeah. And then I'll be like, did we talk or was I dreaming?
Yeah. I
so how does that make you feel?
So if it goes to voicemail, I just automatically assume that, you're busy or you had a rough day and you just don't want to talk. That don't really make me feel that bad. It's not with you because of your status in life right now. Like I said earlier, you got a career, you're a wife, you got a whole home now. So it don't really bother. But with Mari, it's a little different because, like I said, it kind of makes me feel just that disappointing feeling. Like it's like, damn, it's been a minute since I talked to her, and last time I might have seen her, we might have been bumping heads because we've been bumping heads a little bit lately. We've been not seeing eye to eye.
Teenage daughter bumping heads with her father. What?
Yeah. So it'd be some emotions, some feelings of disappointment. I don't want to say disappointment. It sounds too harsh.
I don't think it's disappointment because it's not feelings towards Mari, right? It's just how you're feeling because of that.
It's just, I want to, at that point, if I'm calling,
let me check my feelings wheel. Hold on. I'm going to check my feelings wheel.
They can help me navigate this.
I got you.
But yeah, sometimes it's bothering me. And she and I have discussed this. And like I said, she had told me that sometimes I just don't talk to nobody, including you. And I'm like, I can't do nothing but respect that because I'll be honest, sometimes I don't feel like talking to nobody, and so I get it. And that's another thing that you have to do. You have to back up a little bit, especially when you allow your feelings to get involved. You have to check yourself and be like, hold on, sometimes I feel that way. So, yeah, other people, they have a right to feel that same way at times. Don't take it personal. It's just what it is, man.
You be feeling, you be feeling, isolated? No, that's a little deep. Left out? Dang, this one is drastic. Okay, never mind.
No,
You're
that's too.
not disappointed, because
Hey,
disappointed is a
let's just say
very
it
strong
make me,
word.
it had me feeling some type of way. We'll just leave
You
it at
be
that.
feeling some type of way. You be feeling some
Can't put
type
a
of way.
finger on exactly how it makes me feel. Just how you feel in some type of way. But just try not to take it personal. That's the point. Don't take it personal. Don't let your ego get in the way and have you thinking some stuff that's not true. Have you fabricating stuff. Because your ego will have your mind playing tricks on you. So, try to
Okay.
avoid that type. And just leave
Yeah, that's
space.
true.
You gotta leave space. Leave space for the unexpected. Because sometimes you can't control every daggone thing. That's one thing that I've been learning. Is, man, some stuff you just cannot control. And you definitely can't control what goes on in somebody else's life. So you ain't doing yourself nor that other person any kind of good by getting worked up in a negative way because you can't talk to them at that moment you may want to talk to them. So you just
Yeah, and
gotta,
I feel like that says too, like, it's naturally human to, get in your feelings about something, feel some type of way about something. But I feel like when people start to direct it onto that person, like, yeah, it's one thing to have someone like blatantly ignore you, like they, sending your calls to voicemail because they just don't want to talk. But when you are taking like one sole instance, and you didn't pick up the phone when I called, it shows like, okay, you don't give a damn about what I had going on. You more concerned about you. Whole time I could have been having a mental breakdown over here, and I'm just now reaching back out. I definitely ain't gonna answer the phone next time if that's how you. So you just gotta remove yourself from a situation. Like, it's never a slight. Well, in my case, I do know some people who will not answer the phone on purpose, but it's never a slight to that person because because they didn't answer the phone. Most times people have other stuff going on.
So, okay, we talking about this and we trying to navigate this. And I've been involved in some instances where you got associates, friends, and you call and they don't answer, and you're like, okay, they may be busy. You go through all the rational thoughts, the like, they might have something going on. I'll holler at them later, whatever. And you call again, you reach out again, and you may not get a response. And I'm a 3-strike person. That's
Me
just
too.
me.
I
I'm a
was just gonna say,
3-strike
me
person.
too. I literally just said that today and stuff in my messages. I said I'm a 3-strike person.
I'm a 3-strike person. And you do it if I do it that third time and I don't get nothing, then it's like, okay, well, it's time for me to distance myself from that individual until, or maybe just distance myself from that individual because I'm not gonna keep trying to. Cause I'm also this person. I made it a point long time ago. You hear people say tomorrow ain't promised. So my thing is this: I play that phrase over in my head. Tomorrow ain't promised. So for me, when I have somebody cross my mind, I think about somebody, I make a point to try to reach out to that person. Just say hi, just checking in on you. What's up? How you doing? Hope all is well. And sometimes when you never get that reciprocity, not that you're looking for it,
No, but you notice
but
when it's not. You
after a
notice when it's
while,
not
it's
there.
like, hold on, man, why do I keep reaching out to people and they don't reach out? They don't bother to
Now
reach out.
that's
Not they
when
ain't
you
got to
can
reach out
start feeling
today.
some type of way,
Yeah, and
because
that's a tricky role. It's a tricky road to navigate too, because you really I'll try to not allow before I started on a journey to try to get better with me, I used to let my ego do a lot of things. And it was just like, man, what?
got a big
I
ego.
ain't, fuck them. Like, but then it's like, then you go through the steps of like, that person you try to respect their lives, what they got going on. You know, you never know what's going on with them, and you try to respect all that. But after a while, man, it's like, man, you know what? I'm not doing that no more. I'm cutting myself off from that because I gotta have more love for myself than to keep doing that and not getting anything in return
and not
from
getting
those
any
kind of
type
people.
of response. Like it's one, because I'm literally the same way. I literally, when you said 3-strike person, I had this conversation with Lamia and Bree one day, and I was like, "What's the time frame that y'all to give somebody to not be returning the energy that you trying to give them?" Like, and it's really hard, which I know I've talked to a lot of friends who are also just kind of coming out of college or beginning this young adult life, where we're stuck between trying to stay connected with college friends and navigate that life, like life outside of college. Yeah, we don't see each other every day, and I did consider you my friend in college because I saw you all the time. But, at what point do we just let the friendship go and just, we considered acquaintances now, and, time go on or whatever, maybe we'll connect again, but you're not a person that I'm necessarily going to check up on from time to time. It's not like a slight to that person. It's just like, I got to open up myself to have more of these friendships, and I can't keep watering a dead plant if plant ain't showing no sign of life. So,
Right.
because then that's
Yeah,
hard,
man.
because you want to keep those memories. I mean, like you
Yeah.
have those memories, and you're like, man, I know how I feel when I'm with that person, when I chat with that person. Now it's another thing to have like those like random check-ins. Like I have some friends, we might not talk for a month, but that's just because
Yeah.
we don't talk for a month, because life, like we said, life happens. But when we do talk, which reminds me, I need to text Alana back. You know, we neither of us have expectations on you need to respond to me right now, unless
Right.
we know it's like a SOS type of emergency where I need to talk to somebody right now, and that's when you want somebody to pick up the phone. But other than that, like, I'll read a text and a week will go by and I'll be like, damn, I ain't reply to that person. I replied in my head, but I never hit send. I'm so sorry. And they be like, girl, I ain't even tripping. And I like them type of people. And then, because you don't text me and expect it. If you ain't my mama or my daddy or my sister or anybody who might need me quick, don't expect no quick text back, because I'm good for reading and letting it soak in and letting it soak a little too long to where it just soak away. It just disappears.
Yeah,
You can emphasize the message though.
I'll be the cussed you out if I was your friend.
Look, I choose my friends wisely. I choose the same ones who don't text me back. Cause I don't need that from nobody. And the way social media and stuff set up, if I want to see like what you got going on and stuff, you post it. I ain't gonna be like, well, she ain't text me back, so I'm not gonna like her stuff. I'd be comment we gonna be having. And if you just so happen to text me, then we gonna have 3 different conversations going on. One in the DM. Me and my mentor do that a lot. We'll be having a conversation in the DM. Then we'll be texting. Then we'll be on TikTok. And we having 3 separate conversations. But then we'll forget to text back and be like, damn, forgot to text you back. But we was talking, other places.
So it's interesting. It's interesting to hear different perspectives, because it might be a generational thing too. Because like I'm old school.
So.
Like if I hit you, if I reach out, man, I do be wanting some kind of response. Like even if you busy, like just let me know. Say, hey, I got your message. I'm busy. I'm cool with that. That leaving me on read shit, man. I do. That is one of my do not. I hate that. Don't leave me on read. Say something.
His
If it
ego
ain't nothing but a damn dot or a question mark or exclamation point or something, a thumbs up, something. Let me know something. I don't do that well. I guess my ego may get in the way on that type of thing.
No, I don't think so, because it's weird that I would like to know the listener's opinion on this. I'm going to put it.
It would be nice to get
on
some
Spotify,
feedback.
I would love to hear, because as you just said that, you said you would like, somebody if they busy, say, hey, I'm busy. If someone texts me back that, where my mind goes? It's not, oh, they're busy. It's Why they say it like that?
Mm.
Like I would rather you just text me back when you're free. You don't have to tell, you don't have to tell me you busy, because I'm not expecting, that instant response. Or I guess I'll say, if it gets to a point where, like, for me, like, say somebody contacted me over the weekend where I just was checked out, I probably might have texted back to people and be like, yo, 9 to get space, like, to, have a whole conversation, basically. Like, I'll touch base in the week. That
Right.
is different. But if I text somebody, I'm like, hey, what you doing? And if they text back and they be like, I'm busy, or something, it don't even have to be that exact language, but something along that line,
Like,
I get in my own head where I'm like, did I do something? So I think it might be a generational thing. So that I'm very interested to hear what other people might think, because
it would be
I'm
nice to
trying to
get some
think of the
feedback on that from
conversations.
somebody.
Come on, we doing some research, y'all.
Yeah.
If you listen on Spotify, I'll have the question on this episode, so you can do your chiming in. If you watching on YouTube, go ahead, let us know. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, go to YouTube and then comment, please, because I would really like to know. This is very interesting.
Give us some feedback on that.
Observations.
It'd be interesting. But
Come
yeah,
do some taste
and
tests.
then you have to like, that's why I say there's a certain amount of respect for people in situations that you gotta maintain, because I've got a college buddy. We hardly ever talk on the phone. But not my last two, but a couple of events, one that involved one of our teammates, we talked about it. I think I've talked about it, Pupal being inducted into the UT Martin's Hall of Fame. One of the guys, none of us had talked to him in years. And everybody show up to celebrate Pool's induction. And he walked through the door, and it's like, it's when we see him, it's all up. Like, we ain't missed a beat. Like a day ain't passed. We all just nothing but love, dabbing each other up, talking about old stories and stuff. And then we all went our separate ways. And then when Fly passed away, my man's popped up I had no clue that he was gonna show up. Hadn't talked to him. Didn't even know he knew anything about before he passed away. But he showed up. So, that's why I say you gotta leave that space and make room for the unexpected. Leave space for the unexpected, because you don't know.
And I think that says a lot about, like, the difference between just regular everyday friendships and then, like, yo lifetime, like, friends. Because, like, those people, your college buddy, the ones you mentioned before, like, they gonna show up for you, even if it's not, we might not talk every day. And just like I mentioned with Peanut or Cassandra, my cousin, like, I just texted her this week because she crossed my mind, but I think the last time I checked, like, when we texted, was like in December. And, like, it's no type of, like, we ain't talked since December. Why she ain't reach out? But I know if I see her, we gonna kick it. It ain't no issue there. Because, ultimately, it's like when you put in a certain amount of time into, a certain relationship, you ain't gonna let, we said this before, you're not gonna let time determine how strong that friendship still is. Now, it's different. It's different. I'm gonna just say this as an example. This has not happened. But if I was texting Cassandra and she just was not texting me back, I'm like, hey, you crossed my mind today. What's up? No text back. Mm-hmm. Hey, you crossed my mind today. What's up? No text back. Now I'm gonna feel some type of way because, okay, it's been a month or two. You good? And if you are good, why the hell you ain't text me back? But at the same time, when it's I don't want to say no effort on both sides, but when it's not like what am I looking for? When it's not y'all trying to get in touch with each other always, and y'all just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna sit this down, come back to it, let the friendship marinate. Then next time I see him, we finna kick it. Like, so I think it shows like what level or what category you would put certain friends in, because some friends are there for the long time, and then some friends are there and then they gone, and you gotta be okay with that.
each season is different. Each
It
season is
is.
different for each instance.
As you grow,
We
some
done,
people
we,
gotta fall off your tree, but some grow
that's right.
with you. But some they just fall off. Ain't no hard feelings, but they just ain't on your tree no more.
That's true. That's hard. That's another thing that you have to adjust to
Oh,
in life.
I'm gonna write that down as an episode because I think I just triggered myself. Hold on.
So, and we done veered off on some totally opposite, not opposite, but different from what we started talking about.
Well, I think it did pretty good though. I see you got your Uncle Shay Shay cards. You got a
Yeah, I got a couple Uncle Shay Shay cards. I got through the first one.
Well, from my
And
notes, we touched on a few actually. But you go ahead. What you got for me?
no, I just wrote some stuff down for you had one of those topics on the list about tips to make the most of time when the visits do occur.
Oh
What
yeah,
are some
let's talk
tips?
about that. So that's a tip right off my head just based on this busy weekend because I think we would have what folks would consider one of the probably busiest weekends we've ever had together, and that's like it don't have to be an obvious make some time to just have y'all two together, but like find that time. Like I know for us it was you putting that shower head on in the
Yeah,
guest bathroom. It was maybe just 10 minutes of us just
and
sitting and just
talking.
chatting, but it was that was our little intimate daddy-daughter moment. And I wanted it to be we have a podcast episode, but life happened.
We had a moment on the
And
couch
yeah,
too.
just did we?
Yeah,
It was it me
you
and you?
put your arm around me. Yeah, I mean other people was in there, but
Oh, was
you
that when
put
I was
your
looking
arm
at your
around me.
butt, looking at your head?
Yeah,
I was
part of that.
examining.
Yeah, he was doing some self-examination on me, looking
Yeah,
at my
but I think
skin and whatnot.
I was just making sure the hair and makeup's taking good care of you. But I think it's important to like embrace those moments, but without making it awkward. Because the last thing it gets awkward when like if I would have been walked up to you and be like, okay, Dad, let's have just us time now. Like, what are we 5? So you just gotta make
What you?
make an
It's
effort
just
to acknowledge that you appreciate that person being there.
it's just like anything else. You want it to be organic. You don't want it to be
Yes, don't
forced.
force it,
You want it to
because
just
that's
happen.
and make you
And
feel
like
so
tips,
icky.
you could just tips that I would give. I thought about this a little bit, and when you do get some time to spend with a daughter or father, the significant person that you have a relationship with, you do get some time. Make sure that you're present, that you're in that moment.
And not just your
Don't
body.
not just your
Put the
body.
phone down. As Mr.
Put the
Chris would
phone
say,
down.
look at y'all. What have we
Yep.
come to? What
Put the
have we come
phone
to?
down and be present with that person, and try to make sure that person's present. Because if you're not, then the time gonna go by. There's gonna be time to leave, part ways, and you're gonna be looking at each other and be like, "What? We ain't even get to do this." Yeah, but you was on your damn phone. Like
You was on your
we
damn
were on
phone the
our
whole
phones. So yeah, we didn't get to do nothing. We ain't doing this shit no more.
I ain't come
And
back in
then
no more.
also be open to new adventures. Like some time might go by in between visits, and somebody might pick up a new hobby or a new activity that they engage in, and be like, "Hey, come do this with me. I started doing this. Let's go do this." I know back on Father's Day, we went to Top Golf. That was
That was
fun. And I've been wanting to go to Top Golf again. I've been
Why didn't
once
you tell
since
me we
then.
could have went?
We ain't had
I
time to
didn't
go to
know
no damn Top Golf.
we did it, but I could have
When could
made.
we have went to Top Golf? Not this
That's a great
past
question.
weekend. Yeah,
Well, when you
exactly.
come back out here, we gonna go to Top Golf. No, and not even from a father-daughter standpoint, but what you just said, it rang a bell because like when CJ's grandfather passed and we were all at the house, like all the siblings, it's like Sly has taken on when this comes out, I don't think he'll be on it anymore, but he was doing like the keto diet thing. And he also has been doing like kickboxing and going to the gym and stuff. And so him and Kara, it's sun barely up and they at the gym together. And that was cool. Had I been feeling good, I would have probably went with them. But that was cool to see not only are they spending time together, but it's something that's for the betterment of another person. Like, we're not going to get now. You could go out for some drinks if you want to go out for drinks, but we going and we going because we trying to better ourselves. We trying to get healthier. We try to lose weight, and then I thought that was cool when you just said that. That just rang a bell. And then like
So
me and you, I don't think we had. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's on my list. Like, but for a little bit further down on my list is like, I got allow plenty of time for the visit when visiting. Like, so you don't want to go visit somebody and then the whole time you're there, you're concerned about when you gotta leave. Like, that's a whole
Not a,
buzzkill right there. It's like you looking at
a
your watch and
drive-by
you
visit.
distracted. You're not present in the moment. You're thinking about other
Mm-mm.
things. Like, man, allow that time. You gotta, especially when some significant time has gone by. Like, just, man, and then leave room to create new memories. And then, man, just love on one another. Just don't be afraid to be vulnerable with each other, especially if it's a friendship or a relationship that you value. You gotta be able to do that kind of thing to keep it solid, even in the time that you're apart. So, and those are things that I know I try to do. Leave space to do with you. Like, I'm gonna love on you. I'm going. If we created some new memories this past weekend, the last couple of times we visited together, like when me and Mari came in December, we went to the hockey game, and the
That was
time before
dope.
that
I love
was
that.
Father's Day, and we went to Top Golf. Like, and this time it's gonna be, I'm gonna be talking about the ceiling fans for the rest of my life. Yeah, when the Kiara and them bought their
Them
new
damn
house.
silly fans.
Yeah, I'm still a fan. I'm gonna take people to it. This one right here, that one right
It
there.
was this one. You see that right there? Them cords, yeah, they still sticking out. Couldn't get them in. Damn it, I'm going to take it down. I'm going to tell you care if I take this down and try again? I'm feeling lucky. No, Daddy, sit your ass down somewhere.
You making like I ain't complete my work. Ain't nothing sticking
No,
out that ain't
you did
supposed to be
great.
sticking out.
No, ain't nothing sticking out that's supposed to be. But I'm talking about as time has passed, you might forget that part. Be like, why is that sticking out? And I'm saying, it's the receiver, Daddy.
Now you calling me old. That's what you doing.
I ain't calling you old. I'm calling you BJ.
I sure might forget.
No, but that's important though, because even with like going back, my friends, Bria and Lamia, like not everybody's in their own little. We not in college no more. We can't just swing by each other apartments. Like Bree's in Ohio, Lamia's in the damn. Right now she in Milan, in Italy, living her best life. That's one traveling girl right there. And then you got me in North Carolina. Like, we don't see each other often, but we do make that time when when we do get in person. I think it's gotten to a point now where like we have those cool, relaxed, like intimate moments where it might be a car ride to the store, to a restaurant, and we just catching up, or Bree might be telling us about her job, or it might be like, how are you liking so and so far? Like, I know at Lamia, when it's time for her to move back, we'll probably go up to Chicago, and because that's where she's moving to, so we'll probably go up there and kick it, and how you liking it so far? You need anything? That's what you need me to do anything? I don't know what I could do because I just flew here, but if I need to do something, I can make a phone call or two. And so when like that kind of, I wanted to transition into like ways that we have used technology, such as what we got going on here, to keep that, time isn't time. Spending time with each other doesn't have to be physical all the time, because with Bria and Lamia, we have group FaceTime. It's very spontaneous, and half the time I do not answer the phone because I be asleep. But when I do, we get a good kiki in. We catch it up. We chatting. What are we talking about? I can't recall, but I know that when I get off the phone, I feel good because I got to talk. I got to see my friends' faces and just hear their voices and hear their laughs.
To get a visual, I always call it laying eyes on somebody. It does your spirit good when you're able to lay eyes on somebody that you love, that you value, and it's like you said, with the technology that's going on today with FaceTime and Messenger chat and Duo, all that stuff going on these type of platforms, that I can see you. I ain't necessarily got to touch you, but I can see you, and if you pay attention to somebody, you can, when you look at them, you know that they're well, you know that, that everything's okay. And a lot of times when you want to lay eyes on somebody, when I want to lay eyes on somebody, that's what I'm looking for. You can tell me I'm good on the phone or through a text message, and I'm like, I don't know. But if
How
I
you
see
really
you,
doing though?
yeah, if I can see you when you say it, it takes on a whole different meaning. So the technology has been amazing over the years, because back
Mm-hmm.
in my younger days, we had rotary phones. It wasn't even push.
Y'all had pagers. You had to let somebody know you wanted them to call you.
Yeah, hey, when you couldn't afford to call nobody back, you used to figure out little codes on the phone that you could say hello. I think it was 43770 or something like that. It would spell out hello
Lord
if you
have
held it upside
mercy.
down. Yeah, yeah, you
Y'all
had
was
to,
making emojis from numbers.
hey, you had to get creative with some of that stuff.
Yeah, because I know mommy, she good for the you FaceTime if I'm not doing too well, she'll be able to tell. She'll see it on my face, or
Oh yeah.
she always, when I'm sick, I don't like answering the phone when I don't feel good to her, because first thing she said, you got migraine, don't you? All right, how do you know that? Your cheeks red, you look like you don't feel good. I'm like, well,
Cause
I don't.
she picking you apart when she see your face pop up on the screen anyway. She try, cause
Yeah,
that's that
you
mommy,
good? You
that's that
good?
mama bear though. That's that mama bear.
Yeah, and then with her, like if her sinus is messing up, I'm like, oh, you look like your sinuses,
Yeah.
yeah, you
You
got
can and
red nose.
you can hear it when her size is messing up. You can hear it real
Mm-hmm.
easy.
Sound a little hollow, but yeah, that's that digital aspect, I think, has really. I mean, it definitely hurt some people's friendships, but it has definitely helped a lot. As far as like just staying in touch, staying in tune, especially like one thing I like to do. I don't like just going on people's social media. Like, I love when people post about their life. I So some people feel weird about like how they post, and they just want to post, selfies or whatever. But the way I post like if somebody's checking in on me. I want you to see my update of life. So even if we don't chat, and even if the time is not there, or neither of us have reached out, you can go on my page and see what's been going on. So,
If you
if you
want to
want to
catch up.
comment, yeah, you could catch up, so it don't have to be super awkward. Like, one thing I love is when somebody approaches me on something where I don't have to explain to them what just happened. Like, everybody at work has seen, I don't know how, I think LinkedIn maybe, but everybody at work
Yeah.
knows I got a house. So everybody, instead of coming up and being like, oh, you're getting a house? Oh, blah, blah, all the small talk about getting a house is, how are you feeling? Are you excited? Do you have an Amazon wish list? Like, the conversation is past the awkward introduction. It's like, yeah, I see you a homeowner now, girl. It ain't me being like, yeah, we just bought a house. And it's like, oh, and then you got to do that fake congrats. Like, so,
Takes the awkwardness out of it.
yeah, and it makes it feel a lot more genuine. And I've noticed that a lot, especially with CJ and his line brothers, because it's a lot of them. And so, like, when they have their group FaceTimes, it's basically everybody reiterated what everybody has seen on social media. So they, like, I don't know who it was on the phone. Somebody was like, CJ, I saw Keith's post about y'all house. Did y'all have blinds? And that made me laugh because, we ain't had blinds. We just got blinds put up.
Right.
So that
Over the
tickled me
weekend.
because, yeah, that tickled me because I was like, wow, the people, your friends really paying attention. I appreciate, somebody might be like, "Dang, you being too damn nosy," but I appreciated that.
Yeah.
Like, you pay attention to me. I like that. Thank you. You see me. We see each other.
It's nice. It's nice to be seen. Feels good to be
Man,
seen.
it feels good to be seen. Oh, Daddy, I think that's good. You got any other topics to hit on with that, or you want to go to some reviews? Because I feel like that was a good portion.
Yeah, that's a good spot. I feel like we got through the list pretty decently. So yeah,
We did.
we can go on to some reviews. I think I shared with you the ones I had.
I have a review from Apple Podcasts, which, by the way, if you are listening on Apple Podcasts, be sure to go and give us 5 stars. Leave us a review. Scroll down to the bottom of this episode, and you should see the option to leave a review. Again, while we do love to read reviews and we like to get them, the ratings on Apple are more so we can pop up on other people's charts so they can take a listen. So if you want more people to get some of these good dishes, just, spread the word. It's like Yelp, but it's on Apple Podcasts. So this review comes from KJ Baller 33, which I think you know her name because you actually sent me a comment similar, but it says, back in the day, you better reach into that cookie jar when you shoot. You were schooling her, BJ, and she didn't even know it. Overall, great episode. I loved hearing about your journey to little old UT Martin. We had some fun times on and off the court. Love you, my brother. I wish you all continued success. That was a good one. That made my heart feel all warm and happy.
That was Tina. Tina was I think I talked to you about Tina the other day. She was like a mother to the students. When I got to Martin, she was already there, and she just was a person that told you who to stay away from, who was cool, where to go to get this, or who to talk to get that. Tina just looked out I know for me, she looked out for me when I first got to Martin because I was like a lost puppy a lot of times. So she kind of wrapped her wing around me and was like I say, like a mother hen, and just looked out for a brother. And it's nice when somebody from your past, especially that long ago, can see this podcast and leave a review like that. That means a lot for me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then we also have Uncle John Beasley. Shout out to the
Uncle
Beasleys.
JB. Shout out Uncle JB.
He comments. Hey, he watches because he listens. He will leave a comment. If he was to listen on Apple Podcasts, he would leave a review because he leaves us this from episode 4. Again, this is a great pod. He said again because he has commented before. I love it because I laughed. I teared up a bit. Parentheses, AMN in me. So Anne-Marie, his sister. I see, think, and I'm reminded of some of your talks that I went through or talked with some family members or friends that experienced the same situation. Love and listen always. So shout out to the fam. Then we got our good fella, Marcus. He commented on today's episode. Great podcast. I love watching. I feel like a member of the family. Aggie Pride.
That's what's up.
So those were some reviews. Do you have any more?
I think that's all I had.
All right. Yeah. So that's
the one from Tina on Facebook. That's about
I think she basically said what she said in that one. But y'all, if y'all want us to read your reviews, your thoughts on the show, go to Apple Podcasts, leave us a review. Like we said, we have a Facebook page now where you can recommend the podcast. You can leave your feelings about the podcast. You can follow us at Daddy Daughter Dishes or at Daddy Daughter Dishes Pod on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere you can search for a username, you could probably find us, except Twitter, because I ain't messing with Twitter over there. But yeah, if you send us an email, if you send us a review, leave us a review, we will read it, we will love it, we will hold it like a little baby, and we have an actual email that you can email us, daddydaughterDishes@gmail.com, and you can, leave us any message about how the podcast makes you feel when you listen to it. I know a lot of people will say, like, it reminds me of, me and my dad's relationship, or, how I used to chat with my daughter, or whomever. However, whoever that reminds you of, let us know, because we like to know how it relates to the people. We like to know how it relates to the people. And so, you got any last words before I have something? Yeah,
it's kind of. It may not necessarily be a review, but I know I've had a little bit of feedback face to face with a few people about the story about.
Yeah, let us know.
The Kentucky, when we played in Kentucky in Hawaii, when I turned around, Dad was standing up. As I mentioned earlier, I met up with Rodney and Pud when I got back from Memphis the other day, and Rodney said, he said, dog, when I heard that, he said, I about died laughing. He said, pussy, dog, I damn near drove that truck off the road when I heard that part.
Oh, we gonna need to get some insurance then.
I said, yeah, man. I said, that's what I said when at that moment. That's my whole views about him started to change, because that was a crazy moment right there.
My in-laws also shared that same sentiment when they were driving down, and they listened to the podcast on the drive down, and that story had him so weak, and me being sick. And Kayla texts me also, because she has been with me quite a few times where, you know how my body gets. If I don't feel good, I'm throwing up at some point. And so she's been with me quite a few times where I have just been sick randomly and just, I'm going to throw up. Like, bachelorette party, wasn't even drunk, just had a real bad sinus infection. I had to tell that's trigger. I had to tell that story one day. But so she found that story hilarious, because she like, one thing about you gonna throw up. And then she was also laughing at my dad joke from last week's episode, Mount Everest. They don't ever rest. She loved it. She thought it was hilarious. And with that being said, I have one that's very relatable. You ready for this dad joke, Dad?
I'm ready. Is it a dad joke or is it a dad statement?
It's a dad one-liner.
Okay. All
right. Yeah, because they haven't been call and response jokes. They one-liners. All right. People are shocked when they find out I'm not a very good electrician.
I'm not, like, you gonna have to do better.
We'll see y'all next week.
Y'all be easy.